And good evening, everybody. Welcome to GretnaOnlineBaseball.com as we're covering tonight's contest. It's a reserve contest featuring the First State Bank reserves out of Fremont and the Baxter Auto reserves out of Gretna. Starting lineups for this evening for First State Bank. Batting first will be number 4, left fielder Devin Brown. Batting second, number 31, first baseman Travis Johnson. Batting third, number 2, the third baseman Spencer Sorensen. Batting cleanup, number 15, the catcher Will Mankins. Batting fifth will be number 24, the pitcher Brandon Clausen, followed by number 1, the 6-hole batter Colby Moore, playing second base. Batting seventh will be number 6, center fielder Brady McManus. Batting eighth, number 5, right fielder Connor Tackner. And batting ninth, number 7, shortstop Jackson Ross. Subs will also involve number 14, Noah Shaw, number 32, Jared Gibney, number 25, Jamie Knoll, number 40, Quentin Rudder, and number 21, Drew Coughlin. We'll get to the starting lineup in between innings for Gretna, but on the mound this evening is going to be Carter Bartram. Behind the plate is going to be Ty Perkins. Devin Brown steps in for Fremont. We're ready to begin here in Gretna as we begin the first pitch of the contest from Coughlin. Comes in. Fastball just off the outside corner for ball one. So Coughlin, the right-handed pitcher, facing the right-handed batter, Devin Brown, to begin the game. Here's the 1-0 delivery. It's also high and outside. 2-0 count to the batter, Brown. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Fastball down in the middle, swing and a miss, strike one. 2-1 count on Devin Brown, just beginning here from Gretna. 0-0, top of the first inning. First batter of the contest is at the plate, and that's Devin Brown, the left fielder. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Bartram. Called strike on the outside corner. 2-2 count. Bartram comes from the full windup. Here's the 2-2 delivery to Brown. Curveball right in on the inside corner for strike one. So just like that, Bartram off to a great start. Gets Brown looking for out number 1. Brings up to bat number 31, the first baseman, Travis Johnson. Johnson stepping in for the left-hand side of the plate against the right-hander Bartram. Great job there by Perkins, the catcher, to frame up that curveball in the last pitch. Here's the first delivery to Johnson. Just misses for ball one. One down here in the top of the first inning from Gretna. Beautiful night, a little bit windy, wind's blowing out to right field. 1-0 pitch comes in and misses off the inside corner. 2-0 count on the batter, first baseman Travis Johnson. Bartram from the full windup here in the first on the 2-0 delivery. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the inside corner for strike one. Good location on that pitch. Framed up nicely by Perkins behind the plate. Bartram from the full windup. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swinging a hit into the right center field gap. Nobody's going to get to that. Outfielders converge on it as Johnson rounds second. He'll head in, and he's going to coast into second with a double. So great piece of hitting there by Johnson. He hit it right where it was pitched, right into the gap where nobody was going to get to it. Hartman and Cobb did a good job of chasing it down and limiting it to a double. But Fremont's got something going here in the top of the first with one away and a runner on second. Brings up to bat number 2, the third baseman, Spencer Sorensen. Bartram from the stretch delivers, and it's fouled out of play down the left field line. Actually onto the softball field. Beautiful threeplex here at Gretna High School. Got girls softball going on field number 2. And now they have a baseball that they can keep as a souvenir. 0-1 delivery from Bartram as he delivers from the stretch. And that one's fouled off again back to the backstop on the left side. So quickly he's up on the batter, Sorensen, 0-2. Out on second base is Travis Johnson. He had the double. Sorensen at the plate trying to move him around. Bartram with the curveball inside, and the catcher's lost track of it. He knocked it down, though, right behind the batter. Popped up right away, though. Perkins did a great job of finding it. The runner was not able to advance on the play. So great job of Perkins hopping up and locating it. 1-2 count. Bartram from the stretch. Looks in on the left-handed batter. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Sorensen goes down on strikes. Still Johnson standing out on second. With 2 down, it brings up number 15, the catcher, Will Manking. So Manking steps up from the right side. 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Scoreless contest. Fastball on the outside corner called strike 1. Great location by Bartram, keeping it right on the outside edge and down around the knees. Nothing he can do with that pitch. Bartram comes set. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Another fastball, carbon copy of the last one, 0-2, and he's up on Manking. So Bartram, 1 pitch away from pitching his way out of a second batter double here in the top of the first. 0-2 delivery. Curveball, checks his swing. The umpire says yes, he went far enough around. That's strike 3. So Manking gets him swinging. I'm sorry, Bartram gets Manking swinging. So left a runner stranded on second base. Only that 1 double to the right center field gap. And Gretna does a good job of getting out of the top of the first without any damage. We're going to turn it over to the bottom of the first inning. Let's cover the starting lineup this evening for Baxter. Batting first, number 8, the shortstop, Lou Carnazzo. Batting second is going to be number 3, the catcher, Ty Perkins. Batting third, number 13, first baseman, Hunter Fotopoulos. Batting fourth, number 15, the designated hitter tonight, Max Tegels. Batting fifth will be number 12, center fielder, Lane Hartman. Batting sixth will be number 14, left fielder, Jamison Arkfeld. Batting seventh will be number 4, third baseman, Nolan Eby. Batting eighth will be number 1, second baseman, Taylor Schnell. And rounding out the lineup in the 9 slot, number 17, right fielder Sammy Cobb. As mentioned before, on the mound for Gretna is number 6, Carter Bartram. Subs this evening include number 5, Grant Hubka, number 2, Dylan Poland, number 18, Jack Larchick, and number 9, Kobe Spear. On the mound this evening for First State Bank is going to be Brandon Clausen, number 24. Clausen, a right-handed pitcher. He's getting his warm-up pitches in. We're going to take just a little break, and we'll be back for the bottom of the first inning. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. GretnaBaseball.com. We're here in the bottom of the first inning. Tonight's contest in the reserves tournament this year for First State Bank from Fremont and Baxter Auto from Gretna. First pitch by the pitcher Clausen comes into number 8 shortstop Lou Carnazzo. misses low for ball one. So 1-0 count. The left-handed batting Carnazzo at the plate. Bunt attempt back to the backstop. Evens the count up at 1-1. So Brandon Clausen on the mound for First State Bank from Fremont. Behind the dish, Will Mankins. Clausen not throwing from a full windup, but going out of the stretch right away in this contest. There's the 1-1 pitch, misses down in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher. 2-1. Lights just coming on now here at the beautiful field here in Gretna, Nebraska. Wind is blowing almost straight across the field to the right, but it seems to be dying down. It's definitely a lot less strong than it was earlier today. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Another bunt attempt, bunted right back at the pitcher, Clausen. He'll fire over to first, and Carnazzo goes down on the bunt attempt. Mark that in your book, 1-3 for out number one. It's going to bring up number 3, the catcher, Ty Perkins. So Perkins will step in from the right side of the plate, right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher, Clausen. Clausen again going from the stretch. Scoreless contest here, just in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 0-0 delivery. Fastball that, I guess, catches the outside corner. Generous call by the umpire there as 0-1. Maybe expanded the zone a little bit. Looked like a miss, but he's got a better angle than I do. So 0-1 to the catcher, Ty Perkins. There's another pitch right down the center of the plate for strike 2. Right at the knees. So Perkins quickly in a hole, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 delivery from Clausen from the stretch. Bounces it short of the plate for ball 1. Here's the 1-2 delivery to the batter, Perkins. Foul ball down the right field line, just out of play over the dugout. So he fights off that pitch. Live to see another one. 1-2 remains to count on Perkins. Clausen from the stretch comes set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Not sure what it was, but it was really high as it got right over the top of his catcher and all the way to the backstop. 2-2 is the count. Again, 0-0 game here in the bottom of the first inning, 1 away. Perkins sees the 2-2 pitch down in the dirt. It's ball 3. Full count on the batter, catcher Ty Perkins. Clausen comes set. Here's the payoff pitch, 3-2. Fastball down the middle that's hit into center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. So Perkins fights back to a full count and then adds a base hit on top of it to give Gretna their first runner of the contest. So with the catcher Perkins going over to first, we're going to see a courtesy runner, and Jack Larchick is going to be in to take his place. Larchick over on first is going to bring up the first baseman, number 13, Hunter Fotopoulos. Fotopoulos, big left-handed batter, steps in. Here's a move over to first, and he caught Larchick. Picked him off. Again, the pitcher used that little balk move that never gets called. He bent that front leg first, and nobody caught it. So mark that 1-3 in your book for the second out. And just like that, base runners are erased. First pitch is a fastball that misses low on Fotopoulos. Ball 1. So Fotopoulos looks at the 1-0 delivery. Another ball down in the dirt, 2-0. So Clausen out on the mound, definitely trying to keep the ball down, and just a little too far down on the past 2 pitches. He gets set and delivers. Fastball that misses inside. 3-0 on the batter Fotopoulos. And here's where getting picked off at first could really hurt. One more ball and we'd have a runner in scoring position. 3-0. Here's the delivery. Fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. 3-1 count to the left-handed batting first baseman Fotopoulos. Here's the deliver from the pitcher Clausen. And that misses inside and down in the dirt for ball 4. That's going to bring up to bat the designated hitter, number 15, Max Tegels. So Tegels also batting from the left side this evening. Wow, left-handers are cheap on this team. I like it. A lot of lefty sticks. Move over to first, but Fotopoulos was not fooled back easily. Tegels at the plate, still to see a pitch. Clausen from the stretch. Comes set. Another pickoff attempt over at first. Kind of a wasted attempt as Fotopoulos had about a 6-foot lead at tops. So he was able to fall onto the base with no problem. Here's the first pitch, and it's behind him all the way to the backstop. That's easily going to move Fotopoulos up to second. So Tegels up in the count 1-0. Runner in scoring position with Fotopoulos on second base. So Clausen getting himself in a little bit of a bind. Gretna trying to get something going. 1-0 delivery. High and outside and right off the top of the catcher's glove back to the backstop. So Fotopoulos is going to move up. And Tegels is 2-0. So bottom of the first inning, 2 down, runner on third. The batter, Max Tegels, the designated hitter at the plate. Here's the 2-0 delivery right down the chute for strike 1. Two and 1 to the big lefty, designated hitter Tegels. Clausen on the mound for First State Bank. Comes set out of the stretch. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Misses just inside off the plate. 3-1 to Tegels. So Max has got the pitch he wants right now. 3-1. He's looking for a fastball right down the chute. 3-1 delivery. It's a fastball, but it's up and in. He's going to take his base. The second consecutive walk issued by Clausen. There's runners on the corners. It brings up to bat number 12, center fielder, Lane Hartman. Hartman will step in from the right side of the plate. Clausen, who's throwing exclusively from the stretch, gets ready to deliver to Hartman. Fastball off the outside corner, called strike 1. The catcher throws down to third, gets away from the third baseman. There's going to be a play at the plate. He slides in. There's no tag. Gretna's on the board as Fotopoulos scores on a wild throw from the catcher. 1-0 Baxter Auto, just like that, on the play. Tegels does a good job of moving up to second. He started the whole thing by stealing. Instead of firing down to second, the catcher tried to throw back to third, and it got away from the third baseman. And just like that, here in the bottom of the first, Baxter Auto has a 1-0 lead. So 0-1 delivery coming to Hartman. Swing and a miss, that's strike 2. So Hartman with the runner in scoring position in Tegels. Already got Fotopoulos across to score 1 run. Trying to do a little more damage with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Fastball out off the outside corner for ball 1. 1-2 to Hartman. Clausen comes set from the stretch. 1-2 delivery. Right on the inside corner. Gets him looking for strike 3. That's the third out of the inning, but the damage was done by Baxter Auto as they were able to get 1 run forced across. 1 run on no hits, 1 runner stranded, 1 error on the play that allowed the runner to come in and score. At the end of 1 complete inning of play, First State Bank 0, Baxter Auto 1. We'll be back for the second inning in just a little bit. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. bunt's been thrown down for second, so that's the end of our warm-ups. And we're getting ready to start the second inning. For those of you just joining us, here in Gretna, we're at the Reserves Tournament, the final game of the day today on Friday, pitting Fremont against Gretna for First State Bank against Baxter Auto. We're entering the top of the second inning, and the home team has a 1-0 lead. Coming up to bat is going to be number 24, the pitcher, Brandon Clausen. Clausen sees his first pitch from Bartram, and Bartram misses just outside for ball one. So the right-hander Bartram for the full windup to the right-hander Clausen. 0-1 delivery is hit hard between his shortstop and third baseman. Shortstop ranges over, makes the throw. It's not going to be in time, and it gets away from the first baseman back to the fence. Throw to second, and the runner is going to be in safe at second. So unfortunately, it looked like it was going to be a great play. The throw just got away from him. It's going to go down as E6, which gets the runner over to second base. So Clausen's in scoring position right away. And it's going to bring up to bat number one, the second baseman, Colby Moore. No courtesy runner for Clausen as he's going to stay out there on second. Bartram now from the stretch with the runner on base. Pitching to the right-hander, number one, Colby Moore. Here's the 0-0 delivery. Kind of I don't know if that was a fake bunt attempt or if he just flashed the bat in the middle of the plate. Whatever it was, it's strike one because it was right there. 0-1 count on the second baseman, Colby Moore. Bartram from the stretch, 0-1 delivery, and it's bunted. He's going to jump off and field it himself. He fires over to first, and he's going to get out number one. So mark it down as 1-4 in your book on the sacrifice bunt put down by Colby Moore to move Clausen over to third. One away, it's going to bring up number 6, center fielder Brady McManus. So Moore did his job, got the bunt down, moved the runner over to third base. Now they're in good position to score with the deep fly ball. Bartram from the stretch throwing to the right-hander McManus. Here's the 0-0 delivery, fastball on the outside corner for strike one. Zero to 1 here. Gretna leading in the top of the second inning with one down. 0-1 count to the batter McManus with the runner on third. Curveball that slides way outside, almost missed the outside edge of the left-handed batter's box. Had a little more hook on it than he thought it was going to. Evens the count up at 1-1 on the center fielder McManus. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Bartram. Fastball that misses down and in, 2-1. So I've got the College World Series on while I'm watching this. TCU just jumped out ahead of Florida in the top of the fourth, 4-2. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Chopping ground ball to the third baseman. They've got the runner hung up, but nobody's covering third. So he checked him back to third, but nobody was there. So the result of the play is going to be a fielder's choice where McManus reaches first. Clausen is safe on third. Now there's runners on the corner with one down. You know, and Evie did the best that he could do over there at third. It was a high chopper. He fielded it, and he had the runner hung out to dry. There was just nobody to cover on the backside. But if he would have made the throw over to first, he would have scored easily as far down the line as he got. So good heady play there. Brings up to bat the right fielder, number 5, Connor Tackner. Tackner sees the 0-0 delivery from Bartram for ball one. Just missed off the outside corner. So Clausen on third, McManus over on first. Tackner at the plate as Bartram delivers the 1-0 pitch. Another bunt, and it's fielded quickly. Great play there by Perkins as the ball went straight down into the dirt and back. Just reached the glove up and touched it immediately foul. Kept it from hitting and doing something squirrely. 1-1 is your count. So great play by Perkins. He jumped all over that foul ball right away. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Bartram. Another bunt attempt right back at the mound. They've got the runner hung up, but again, nobody on the backside. So they check the runner back, and Tackner's going to reach on the fielder's choice. And just like that, Bartram's in a little bit of trouble. One down, bases loaded. Brings up the number 9 batter, number 7 shortstop Jackson Ross. Yeah, so kind of an odd play. I mean, the pitcher, Bartram, it was bunted right back at him, and the runner was almost halfway down the line, but the third baseman was charging. There was nobody covering third, so they had nobody to cover on the back end. Hard hit shot to the first baseman. Throw to the plate is bounced to the plate, and it gets by to the backstop. One run scores. Another runner comes across and scores. That's run number 2. Runner advances to second. There's nobody there covering. So just like that, in the error on the first baseman on the poor throw, and First State Bank now has jumped out to a 2-1 lead. So Tackner moves up to third. Brown, who grounded right to the first baseman, is going to end up all the way at second. Brings up to bat number 31 to first baseman Travis Johnson. First pitch to Johnson is a fastball that misses down low. And we definitely have to be careful with Mr. Johnson because he led off the first inning with that big double to the right center field gap. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And this one's hit to right field and hit pretty deep. Right fielder circles under and it tips off his glove. Falls to the ground. That's going to score 1 run. Throw comes in towards second, but it's to nobody. It's going to roll through. So on the error in right field, Johnson is going to end up all the way over at second. Brown is going to move up all the way to third. And Tackner is going to come in to score from third, giving First State Bank a 3-1 lead here with 1 down in the bottom of the first. Brings up to bat number 2, the third baseman, Sorensen. Sorensen, the left-handed batter who struck out swinging the first time he faced Bartram. Steps in and grounds one right back at the pitcher. He looks at him, checks him, throws over to first, holds the runners in place, and gets the out at first. Great play. Wow, and it looks like I got off of my scorebook keeping here, so got to make some corrections here. It's actually Ross that's standing on third base. Travis Johnson, who's standing on second. So right now the batter is actually Sorensen. So Sorensen steps on with runners on second and third. Fouls it off. Get you caught up here. Sorry, I got behind, folks. It's 2-1 right now to the batter Sorensen. Another pitch fouled off down the left side. Counts even at 2-2. So we'll get you caught up between innings here, folks, and get everything accurate. We'll do a recap of everything that happened now that I've got the scorebook corrected. But the count is 2-2 on the batter Sorensen. Fastball misses outside. So 3-2. So the score, I do have the score correct. The score is 3-1 in favor of First State Bank. There are 2 outs. There are runners on second and third, with Ross at third and Brown at second. Sorensen sees the full count pitch, swings and misses for strike 3. Puts the end of the inning, but not before some damage was done. Okay, so we'll recap kind of what happened here. Clausen, McManus, and Tackner all scored this inning. Clausen reached on the air to shortstop. Moore was put on a sacrifice bunt to first, which moved Clausen up all the way over to third. McManus reached on a fielder's choice on a hit back that the runner was checked, but there was no place to throw. Tackner reached on a very similar play, which loaded up the bases. Ross came up to bat, grounded to the first baseman, who skipped the throw into the plate, which scored Clausen and McManus. That was followed by a fly ball to the outfield that wasn't handled by the right fielder, and that scored another run, and Tackner coming in to score. Finally, Travis Johnson got up and grounded right back to the pitcher, who checked the runners and held them in place, and then Spencer Sorensen struck out to end the top of the second inning. So I hope I haven't confused everybody to the point where you're no longer listening, but if that's the case, I do understand. My deepest apologies. Bottom line is we're going into the bottom of the second inning, and First State Bank of Fremont is leading 3-1. We'll be back with the bottom of the second inning in just a few moments. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back at the bottom of the second inning. Jamison Arkfield, number 14, the left fielder, up to bat. As he faces the 0-0 delivery from the right-handed pitcher, Clausen misses low for ball one. So a lot of things happening there in the top of the second inning. Sorry I got off track, folks. 1-0 delivery is skied up in the air and back out of play. Probably going to hit right on top of the booth here. And yep, just heard it hit the roof. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Arkfeld. Fastball up and in, ball two. 2-1 from the pitcher, Clausen. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Way outside, ball three. So Arkfeld is up. Arkfeld, the right-handed batter, his first time facing Clausen this game. And he's up 3-1. Clausen from the stretch. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Misses down and inside. Ball four. So right away the leadoff batter's on base, and Baxter Otto's got something going here in the bottom of the second. Brings up to bat number 4, Nolan Eby. Eby batting from the right side of the plate. He's our third baseman this evening. He's going to try to get Jamison Arkfeld moved over to second somehow. Pickoff move over to first. They've got to call that balk. They've got to call that balk. For every time I talk about this, folks, what's happening is you watch the front foot as a runner on second. He's flexing his knee on his front leg before he pivots to make it look like he's going home, and nobody's calling it. Same thing, balk move over to first, and the runner's back in time. They've caught on to it. Coach has definitely talked to him in the dugout. Don't get me wrong, that's a great move, Mr. Clausen. If you can get away with it, I'd keep doing it if they're not going to call it. But it really fools those runners over at first. Fastball up and in, watch out. That one just missed him. He had to duck out of the way. 1-0 to Eby. Try throwing behind the runner Arkfeld at first, but he's back in plenty of time. Actually standing on the base as he watched the first baseman short hop it into the glove. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Eby. Nope, it's the pickoff attempt back to first. That's the one rule change I'd like to integrate is I'd like pickoff attempts to count into your pitch count. Shorten up the game quite a bit. Fastball misses a little bit low. Real close pitch there. 2-0 to Eby. So Arkfeld on first. Eby, the right-handed batter, the third baseman, up 2-0 on the pitcher Clausen. Clausen comes set, delivers the 2-0 pitch. Way outside the plate. 3-0. So Clausen is struggling a little bit with control here. He's thrown 7 pitches this inning, and only one of them has been a strike. Here's a 3-1 delivery to Eby. Well, he has a second strike this inning, as that was right there on the outside corner. So 3-1 to Eby. Eby steps out of the box, looks down at his coach at third base to get the signs, steps back in, and we're ready to go at 3-1. Clausen from the stretch. Comes set. Kicks and delivers. Fastball up and out. Ball 4. 2 consecutive walks and 2 base runners. Brings up to bat number 1, second baseman, Taylor Schnell. And that's going to draw a visit from the coach. So the coach is going to come out of the dugout, and let's see what happens here. Doesn't look like he's going to make a move, just trying to calm him down at this point. So for those of you just joining us, we're in the bottom of the second inning. There are no outs. Gretna has runners at first and second. They are trailing First State Bank 3-1 after a pretty disastrous top of the second inning. Team that normally plays very, very clean baseball had 3 big errors in the top of the second inning that resulted in 3 big runs. Looks like the mound visit is over. Powwow is over and stopped. And we're going to be back to playing baseball with Eby facing a 3-1 delivery from Clausen. And it's a bunt attempt touch foul right away by the catcher. So it's evened up at 3-2. Sorry, this is Schnell batting. Well, I am struggling with the scorebook this evening, folks. I apologize. That was a 0-1 delivery to Schnell. Okay, so the count is 0-1 to the second baseman Schnell. Eby had walked right before that mound visit. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, throw down to third. No tag. So Arkfeld moves up, but Eby stayed on first, and I don't think the coach might have been a miscommunication there. But 0-2 is the count. So Schnell at the plate, Eby on first, Arkfeld at third. As the right-handed Schnell steps in against Clausen on 0-2. Runner takes off for second. Pitch is a called strike way inside. So Schnell goes down looking for out number 1 on the play. Eby does advance to second on the steal. So 1 down, runners on second and third, brings up to bat the right fielder, number 17, Sammy Cobb. Cobb batting from the left side against the right-handed pitch in Clausen. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Fastball that's fouled to the left side against the backstop for strike 1. So base hit would do a lot to help this ball game. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Clausen. Grounded hard to third base and right past the third baseman. The runner ran into the shortstop coming from second, but he's going to advance all the way to the plate regardless. So 2 RBI single for Cobb as he hit it right under the glove of the third baseman. So Cobb's on first. The runners have come in to score, and just like that, with 1 down here in the bottom of the second, we have a tie ball game, 3-3. So brings up to bat Carnazzo. Lou Carnazzo, number 8, the shortstop. His first at bat in the first inning, he bunted right back to the pitcher. Here's a pitch that misses high for ball one. Runner stealing second. He slides in safe. So Cobb with the stolen base. The catcher shaking his head behind home plate. Young man, you'll learn as you get older that doesn't make friends with the umpire. 1-0 delivery to Carnazzo now with Cobb on second. Here with one out in the bottom of the second. It's another bunt attempt right back at the pitcher, but it's going to move the runner up, throw to first. And they get him over at first base. So this one's a sacrifice bunt as it advances the runner. Puts Cobb on third with two down. And your batter is Ty Perkins. Perkins batting from the right side. He's the catcher. Grounded back to the pitcher, his first at bat. Here's the 0-0 delivery to Perkins. Fastball on the inside, ground to the shortstop, takes a big hop and pops up and hits him in the chest. He makes the throw over anyways, but it's not going to be even close to in time. Unfortunately, that goes down as an E6, even though it took a pretty bad hop on the young man. As Cobb comes in to score. And just like that, Gretna's back in charge of this ballgame, 3-4. Brings up to bat number 13, the big left-handed batting first baseman, Hunter Fotopoulos. He walked his first at-bat in the top of the first inning. Big swing and a miss. Runner stealing second. Throw is there, and he's out. So Perkins gunned out. My apologies, that wasn't Perkins. Did they put in a runner? Yeah, Jack Larchek was in to run, and Larchek was gunned down going to second. So going into the top of the third inning, your score here from Gretna is going to be First State Bank of Fremont 3, Baxter Auto Gretna 4. We'll be back with the third inning in just a little bit. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. All right, we're back at the top of the third inning. Your batter is going to be number 15 catcher Will Minkin, who struck out swinging his first at bat. Sees the first pitch, and slaps it into right field for a base hit. Gets by the right fielder. Is he going to try for two? Yeah, he's circling. Here's a throw from the right fielder. Hits the cutoff man. Throw to second is not in time. So Minkin's going to get credit with a single, and he's going to reach second on the error by the right fielder. So just like that, First State Bank has a runner in scoring position. It brings up to bat number 24, the pitcher, Brandon Clausen. Clausen into bat against Bartram. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. Just over the backstop to the right of the press box. Strike one. Well, I will say something for this evening's game. It's definitely not boring. Plenty of stuff going on. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Bartram to Clausen. Fastball in the outside corner for a called strike, 0-2. Now, the wind that I talked about at the beginning of the game that has been blowing briskly from left across the right is almost diminished to nothing as the flag was just hanging limp. Of course, when I start speaking, it's just picked up a little again, but nothing like it was earlier. Curveball grounded to the third baseman. He fields it, checks the runner, but he's not going to have a play on the runner going to third. So he fires it over to first for out number 1. So great play over there by Eby. He checked the runner who was going to third, but there was nobody again covering third, and because of the nature of the hit, he had to charge that ball. So he had no way of going back to third, so he made the right decision, just fired over to first to get the out. Brings up to bat number 1, second baseman Colby Moore. Moore, who sacrificed bunted in the second inning, sees the first pitch from Bartram on the outside corner for strike 1. So Manking is on third thanks to a single, an error, and a fielder's choice. 0-1 pitch is fouled back into the backstop for strike 2. So Bartram up on the batter, Colby Moore, 0-2. Moore, the right-handed batter, facing the right-hander Bartram. Top of the third inning, 3-4 with the runner on third and 1 down. Curveball misses way outside. Started it over the plate, but it just kept breaking. Perkins had to almost lunge for it to make sure he kept it under control. He did a good job of gloving it and keeping a run from scoring. Here's a 1-2 delivery from Bartram. Curveball, that one's a little bit closer, but it's down in the dirt and outside for ball 2. Two-two delivery coming from Bartram as he comes set in the stretch. Here's the pitch to Moore, and again, another breaking pitch that misses way outside. That's going to be a tough pitch for him to throw for a strike because he's going to have to start it almost behind the batter to get it to break across the plate. Fastball outside, ball 4. So Moore fights his way back and earns the walk. So he'll be on first. Manking on third. Brings up to bat number 6, center fielder Brady McManus. Perkins steps out in front of the plate to signal his infield to let them know what play was on with runners on the corners. And Bartram will come set on the mound as he prepares to pitch to the right-handed batting McManus. McManus, who reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. His second time at bat. That's a fastball that's high. Delayed steal. They've got the runner hung up between first and second, but they threw down to second. There was no return throw to first, and Manking jogged in from third. We're tied at 4 apiece. So 1-0 to Brady McManus. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. So Moore is on first with 1 down, and McManus up to bat in a tie ball game here in the top of the third inning from Gretna. Here's the 1-1 delivery from Bartram. Fastball that's grounded right to the shortstop. Could be a 2-ball, but it goes right between his legs. So very unusual game from this Baxter Auto Reserves team. Is this going to be error number 5 on the contest already? So McManus reaches on the shortstop's error. Moore advances to second. With runners on first and second, brings up Connor Tackner. Tackner in the second inning reached on a fielder's choice. Sees the first pitch high for ball 1. One down here in the top of the third. 4-4 game from here in Gretna. Tackner's up 1-0. Faces the 1-0 pitch from Bartram, and it misses off the outside corner. 2-0. Tackner batting from the right side against the righty Bartram. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Off the handle, fouled back to the backstop, 2-1. That was the definition of getting jammed, as he may have hit that on the leather of the grip. It was that close to his hands when it made contact with the bat. So sun just going down here in Gretna, a beautiful scene as you look out over the field. One of the better fields in the area. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball in the outside corner for strike 2. So it's been a good day of baseball here in Gretna for day 1 of the Gretna Reserve Tournament. Plenty of action tomorrow. If you're not doing anything, definitely come out to the park. Tackner steps in, 2-2 pitch from Bartram upcoming. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's out number 2. So Bartram did a good job of placing that pitch right on the inside corner. He got his hands a little overextended and he wasn't able to hit it. 2 down, and he might get out of trouble here with this game still tied. Brings up to bat number 7, the shortstop, Jackson Ross. Ross, who reached on an error on the first baseman last inning. Sees pitch number 1 outside for ball 1. One and 0 is the count to Ross. Bartram delivers, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1 count on Ross, Moore on second, McManus on first. Pitcher Carter Bartram from the stretch on the mound. Comes set as we're about to see the 1-1 delivery to Ross. Fastball fouled right back to the backstop, 1-2. We've got a great view from up here in the booth, sitting directly behind home plate and a little bit above. And when he throws that pitch on the inside corner, it's got nice backup action to it. The batters are getting their arms extended, think to reach the ball, and then it takes a left turn. That one's right on the outside corner. 1-2 pitch paints the corner for a looking strike 3. And Bartram pitches his way out with only 1 run of damage. So going into the bottom of the 3rd inning here from Gretna, we're evened up again. Once again, the score is tied. First State Bank of Fremont 4, Baxter Auto Reserves 4. The bottom of the 3rd inning upcoming. Due up for Gretna is going to be Fotopoulos, Tagles, and Hartman. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd inning in just a moment. Thanks again for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here for the bottom of the 3rd inning from Gretna in this year's reserve tournament. First day 1 of the 2017 Reserves Tournament coming to you from Gretna. This is the nightcap, First State Bank from Fremont against Baxter Auto of Gretna. We're tied at 4 apiece as we get ready to start the bottom of the 3rd. Batting is going to be the first baseman, Fotopoulos. He looks in and sees the first pitch from Clausen off the inside corner for ball 1. Clausen, who's been thrown from the stretch all game, Ground ball back up the middle off the glove of Clausen, and Fotopoulos is going to have a base hit. So a good hard hit up the middle to the right of the pitcher, Clausen. Clausen flagged at it, was able to tip it with the end of his glove, but it still had enough steam that it went right through the middle, up the infield, and into the outfield for a base hit. Only the second hit of the contest for Baxter so far. Brings up to bat the designated hitter, number 15, Max Tagles. Tagles fouls one into the backstop for strike one. Tagles batting from the left side. Fotopoulos over on first. 0-1 count. Clausen comes set and delivers. And Fotopoulos didn't really get a great jump, but the throw was on the wrong side of the base, and he was able to get in before the tag was there. It's a stolen base for Fotopoulos. It's a 1-1 count to Tagles. And I know I said he came set, but he almost blew through that last time. There's a ball in the dirt, pops over the catcher's head just behind the circle. And Fotopoulos is going to advance up to third just like that. 2-1 on the designated hitter, Tagles, with a runner on third. Catcher making some quick repairs with the goalie-style catcher's mask. He's got it back on. We're ready to play. 2-1 count on the designated hitter, Tagles. Here's the pitch from Clausen, and it's in the dirt. Ball 3. So 3-1 count, designated hitter, Tagles. One big duck over on third in Fotopoulos. Let's see if we can knock him off the pond. Ground ball right down the first base line, just foul. So Clausen got the foul ball he was looking for, and he's got the count back to full on the designated hitter, Tagles. Tagles just looking to put it somewhere other than real hard at one of the corners. And he should score Fotopoulos. Here's the full count pitch. Fastball grounded foul down the first base line. Holy cow, what a play there by assistant coach Trent Jerry. Boy, did he hop, coming way out of the coach's box, ranging towards the dugout, and using two hands just like he wants all of his kids to. Great job, coach. Full count pitch again. Here's Clausen from the mound. Good piece of hitting there from Tagles, as it was a fastball that looked like it might have been just off the plate, but we've seen that called before. And Mr. Tagles knew that, so he just fought it off to get himself a better pitch. Fouled out of play. It's going to be a full count again. Clausen, the full count pitch to Tagles. That one's upstairs, ball 4. So Tagles did a great job of fighting off a potential strike 3, fouling it out of play, and then getting a pitch that he knew was out of the zone. Draws himself a walk. There's runners on the corner. Brings up number 12 center fielder, Lane Hartman. Hartman is only at bat this evening in the top of the first. Went down looking. So he's looking to do some damage here in the bottom of the third. Runners on the corners, no outs. 4-4 ball game. Top of the third inning. Here's the pitch. It misses outside and low for ball 1. Hartman batting from the right side of the plate, facing the big pitcher, Brandon Clausen, who's been the starter for First State Bank, throwing from the stretch all evening. That's off the front of the mound. That's a balk, and that's going to move runners as the home plate ump caught up on it. Okay, I think there's some discussion here. It looked like the home plate ump was calling a balk, and the base ump overruled him. To me, it looked like he stepped off the front of the mound. No pitch, no harm. 1-0 pitch. And this one's hit high in the air into center field. And it's down! Center fielder misjudged it. Fotopoulos is going to score easily on the play. The throw-in from center field is over towards first base. So, unfortunately for Mr. Hartman, that's going to be an error on the center fielder, as he had plenty of time to camp under it. I don't know if he lost it or just misjudged it. But either way, the ball ended up down. Hartman ends up with a single. And we'll say he reached second on the errant throw. Fotopoulos comes in to score. Tegels moves up to third, brings up Arkfeld. Arkfeld sees the first pitch up and in for ball one. 4-5 in favor of Gretna with runners on second and third. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Arkfeld, who walked his first at bat in the second inning, up with runners on second and third, and he sees ball two way upstairs, up above his head. That's going to draw a visit from the man in the dugout, as he's going to come out and talk to his pitcher on 2-0. Looks like this is a private conversation as he's waving away the rest of the infielders who were trotting to the mound. Kind of update you if you're listening online in the College World Series. In the top of the fifth, TCU is leading Florida 4-2. They've got runners on first and second with one out. So good game going on in downtown Omaha. A beautiful TD Ameritrade Park. TCU is in a win or go home situation. For those of you who haven't been following the College World Series, they're 2-1. Florida's 2-0 right now. So it looks like the powwow on the mound is done. Let's see what he said to Mr. Clausen, see if it calms him down at all. So he's having some control problems right now. Arkfeld will step back in for the right side of the plate with a 2-0 count. Here's the delivery from Clausen. Way out off the plate for ball three. Tegels on third, Hartman on second. 3-0 pitch to Arkfeld. Fastball down and in the dirt. Ball four. And bases are loaded for number 4, third baseman Nolan Eby. Eby in the bottom of the second, reached on a walk. So officially 0 for 0 on the evening. And he's got the bases loaded right now with nobody out. 4-5 in favor of Baxter Otto. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Grounded right back to the pitcher. He throws to home plate. Catcher throws to third. So trying to get the lead runner by going 1-2-5. They got the play at home plate, so Tegels is thrown out on the fielder's choice for the first out of the inning, but Hartman advances up to third. Arkfeld over to first, and Eby reached safely at first on the fielder's choice. So bases loaded for the second baseman, number 1, Taylor Schnell. Schnell swinging a miss for strike one. Sorry, it was fouled. Foul ball. Swinging foul ball for strike one. Schnell struck out looking in the bottom of the second inning. So he's 0 for 1, looking to make something happen with bases juiced and one out. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Schnell. Off-speed pitch that hung high. Thrown back behind the runner at third. He's going to take off and try to go to home. He's caught in a pickle. Runner between second and third. Ball is dropped. He's going to go for the plate. He slides in safe as the pitcher can't handle it. So really, well, to be very honest, folks, really ugly play there. As the throw back to third, he probably could have got back to third safely, but instead he broke to the plate, got himself caught in a pickle. In the rundown, the throw back to third base was dropped. He picked it up and tried throwing to the plate. The pitcher covering the plate could not hold on to the ball as it got off his glove. Net result of the play is Hartman comes in to score. Arkfeld ends up over on third. Eby is over on second, and based on how wild that last pitch was from Clausen, Mr. Clausen is an upset young man right now. So 2-1 to Schnell as he fired that last pitch way outside. Swing and a miss, strike two. 2-2 count on Schnell. One down, runners on second and third. Gretna leading 4-6 here in the bottom of the third. Schnell has a 2-2 count as he looks in. Clausen comes set and delivers. That's a fastball that stays high for ball three, so the count's full. To second baseman Taylor Schnell. Schnell taking his time, making sure the pitcher isn't set on the rubber before he gets into the box. All right, Clausen comes set. Here's the full count delivery. And it tags Mr. Schnell at the plate. That was always my most unfavorite thing in baseball, is when you already had 3 balls on you and ball 4 ends up hitting you. It's like, why couldn't it have been ball 1? Mr. Schnell, with the hit by pitch, is going to go ahead and take his way down to first base. And that's going to close the book on Mr. Clausen, as we have a visit from the coach, second visit of the inning. So automatically, there's going to be a new pitcher. While he's warming up, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with the conclusion of the bottom of the 3rd inning after this. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. We're back here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They've had their decision out on the mound. It looks like the new pitcher for Fremont is going to be number 31, Travis Johnson. So Johnson is completing his warm-up pitches. He was playing first base. He's moved over to the mound now. The left-hander is finishing warming up, so going to give our Gretna batters a different look from the plate. Just kind of to recap everything that's happened here in the bottom of the 3rd inning so far. We came into the bottom of the 3rd inning tied at 4 apiece, but so far 2 runs have come across for Baxter. And with 1 down, bases are loaded, which has prompted a pitching change from First State Bank. We're just watching the last couple of pitches come in from Mr. Johnson, who throws from the left side. He has been throwing warm-up pitches from the full windup and the stretch, so I'm guessing we're going to see both from him. Umpire holds up a single finger to indicate we're going to have one more warm-up pitch, and then we're going to be back to playing ball. Again, just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, we have games starting at 9 a.m. here at the ball field in Gretna for this reserve tournament. Taking off every 2.5 hours all the way up till 7 p.m. is going to be our last game tomorrow night. If you don't have anything going on, definitely come out and join us at the ball field. See some good reserve league baseball. Your batter right now is going to be number 17, right fielder Sammy Cobb. So Cobb steps in with 1 down and bases loaded. Cobb rips one way out of play on the right side. Took a heck of a hack at it. Mr. Cobb's having himself a pretty good game so far, as he had a 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 2nd that at that time tied the game back up at 3 apiece. So 0-1 delivery from Sorensen. Fastball way outside, gets by the catchers. All the runners are going to move up, which means one more run comes across, as Arkfeld is going to come in to score. So Eby moves up to 3rd. Schnell is over at 2nd. Cobb, your batter at the plate, 1-1 count, facing the pitcher Travis Johnson. Johnson comes set, throwing from the left side against the left-handed batter, Cobb. Drilled foul right over the top. Way to duck first base coach Trent Jerry. No heroics that time. He was getting out of the way of that shot. 1-2 to the right fielder, Sammy Cobb. Here's the 1-2 delivery from Johnson. Grounded hard right past the second baseman. Is he going to have another 2 RBIs? It sure looks like it. Right fielder picks it up, but he's not going to have a shot as both Eby and Schnell are going to come in to score. Mr. Cobb, you are having a whale of a ball game. So Sammy Cobb now 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs so far in the game after 2 at bats. Not bad, son. Not bad. Brings up to bat number 5. Looks like Grant Hubka is going to be in the bat. Lou Carnazzo. Hubka batting for Carnazzo. Fouls the first pitch off to the left side, weakly back to the backstop. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Hubka. Drilled into left field. The left fielder looks like he has it measured, but he just pulls up short and it falls in front of him, then rolls by him. Runner's going to come all the way around for first, and he's looking to score, and he's going to score easily. Throw to the cutoff man from the shortstop to a cutoff man, the pitcher, in the middle of the infield. And so Cobb comes all the way around to score. And it's a big inning for Baxter Auto right now. Hubka ends up on second, brings up to bat number 3. The catcher, Ty Perkins. He sees the first pitch for a ball. So if you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Gretna's starting to break it open. Came in with it tied 4-4 with 1 down and a runner on second. The score is now First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 10. Next pitch misses outside, 2-0. Delivered to right-handed batter Perkins. Fastball in the outside corner called strike 1. Perkins so far in this game grounded back to the pitcher. Actually, I take that back. Perkins actually had a base hit in the first, and then his courtesy runner was picked off over at first. Then he reached on an error to shortstop. They throw behind the runner at second. Now they're firing over to third. It's another pickle. Runner between third and second. They fire the ball, and he's out. So he wasn't that far off second. The pitcher turned around, threw to second, and he broke towards third. Got caught in a pickle. So we're going to mark that 1-5-4. And that's all that I could keep track of for the second out of the inning. So 2-1 count to Perkins. Nobody on base now. Trying to get things started again. Fastball way out off the plate. 3-1 count to Perkins. Perkins drills one at the shortstop, and it gets right by him. Going to have to consult with the rest of the gentlemen up at the booth to see what they're going to score that. And we're going to mark it an error on the shortstop as he dropped to his knees, didn't get in position to field it. Perkins is going to go ahead and reach on the error to shortstop. Brings up to bat number 13, first baseman Hunter Fitopoulos for the second time this inning. 10th batter to reach the plate this inning for Baxter Auto. Sees a fastball on the outside corner for called strike 1. In for Perkins at first base running is going to be Jack Larchick. Larchick so far this game has been picked off at first and caught stealing at second. So a chance to redeem himself as he takes off for second again. He's going to make it safe this time as the throws to center field. And Larchick is in safely at second. One count to the batter, Hunter Fotopoulos. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses high, 2-1. So Larchick on second, running for Perkins. Fotopoulos at the plate, pitches behind him. It's going to be ball 3. Behind him goes all the way to the backstop, and Larchick advances up to third base. So here's a 3-1 count to your batter, number 13, first baseman Hunter Fotopoulos. Swing and a miss on a high pitch. Probably ball 4 there, but he swung at it. 3-2. Here's the full count delivery to Fotopoulos. Fouled back into the backstop. He stays alive. Bottom of the third inning, First State Bank trailing Baxter Auto here by a score of 4-10. With a runner on third, 2 outs, and a full count to the batter, Hunter Fotopoulos. Here's the 3-2 delivery from the pitcher, and it's outside and low, ball 4. Fotopoulos draws the walk. Sorensen tried the outside corner, but missed low and away. That's going to put runners on the corners, again with 2 outs here. 11th batter of the inning in number 15th, Max Tegels. Left-handed batter Tegels stepping against the left-handed throwing Sorensen. Runners on the corners, here's the delivery. Runner from first is going to take off and go to second. Pump fake, no throw. Just can't call it a stolen base for Fotopoulos as it was no throw, it was unopposed. So runners on second and third. And an 0-1 count on the batter Tegels as that pitch is called a strike. Here's the 0-1. Fastball out off the outside corner, called strike 2. Pretty generous. It's not one I would have swung at, Mr. Tegels. I'd have watched it as well. Here's the 0-2 delivery from Sorensen to the batter, designated hitter, Tegels. Fastball way out off the plate. He might stretch it a little for you, son, but he can't stretch it that far. 1-2. Runners on second and third, 2 down, 4-10 score. As Tegels steps in, fights off an outside fastball. Who knows which way that might have been called. Fouls it over the backstop. Keeps himself alive. 1-2. Nice to see the younger kids running to pick up those foul balls. If you're looking for a summer job, come on down to the ballpark tomorrow. 50 cents per foul ball. Return it to the concession stand. For every 5th ball you return, you get a hug. Pitch misses up and inside. 2-2. Tegels trying to climb back into this at-bat and get himself in a good position. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Sorensen. Turned and fouled it off the handle. Out of play on the right side. Count remains 2-2. And in this bat alone, there was $1 worth of foul balls so far. Runners on second and third. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Pitch misses high and outside. Full count on the designated hitter, Tegels. Tagles has been up twice and he's walked twice. Here's the full count delivery from Sorensen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 11 batters come to the plate for Baxter Auto in the bottom of the third inning. We're going to get out the high-powered computing equipment and calculate the results from the inning. But for right now, the one that matters is the one up on the scoreboard. Going into the top of the fourth inning, your score is First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 10. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. So for Baxter Auto, in the bottom of the third inning, there were 6 runs on only 3 hits. There were 2 First State Bank errors, 2 men left on base. We're going into the top of the fourth inning, and the score on your scoreboard, First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 10. Top of the lineup up for First State Bank as Devin Brown steps in. Devin struck out looking and reached on an error on the right fielder in the second inning. He sees the first pitch and fouls it directly back, straight back to the backstop for strike 1. Carter Bartram, the righty, still on the mound for Gretna. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Misses a little bit down, 1-1. Beautiful night here in Gretna. It doesn't look like the wind is blowing at all anymore as the flag is hanging limp out in center. Fastball misses out off the plate, 2-1 on a left fielder, Brown. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Bartram. Grounded up the middle to shortstop. Shortstop makes the play, fields it, fires it across. Great play there, 6-3. 1 down, just the way you draw it up. So Hubka out at shortstop right now. Great job of getting his feet in good position, getting good fielding position. Took the ball right up the middle, 2 hands, set his feet, and fired a strike over to first. 1 away brings up Travis Johnson, the first baseman. First pitch is out off the plate for ball 1. Johnson led off the game with a double in the first inning. Then grounded out to the pitcher in the second. And now takes a strike to even up the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Bartram for the full windup. Delivers to the lefty. Hit right to the second baseman. Good fielding over there as he grabs it. Fires over to first. And that's out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Good start to the inning for Bartram. Let's see if we can finish it off on this next batter. Next up to bat for First State Bank is going to be number 2, the third baseman, Spencer Sorensen. Sorensen struck out in the first and struck out in the second. Bartram for the full windup, fastball that misses out off the plate for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swinging and foul ball on a pitch right on the outside corner, 1-1. Bartram from the full windup has a 1-1 count on the batter, Spencer Sorensen. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1-2 pitch coming in for Spencer Sorensen. Curveball way outside. Wasn't going to come back quite that far. 2-2. Bartram from the full windup to the left-handed batter Sorensen on the 2-2 pitch. Curveball that breaks right in, but a little bit low. Full count. He got it back to the plate. It's just when it got there, it was only 3 inches high. Here's the payoff pitch, the full count to the batter Spencer Sorensen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So for the third time this game, Sorensen has gone down on strikes. So Bartram doesn't waste any time out on the mound, getting a ground out to short, a ground out to second, and a strikeout as they go 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. Going to the bottom of the fourth, your score remains First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 10. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth inning in just a few minutes. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. And welcome back, those of you listening on GretnaBaseball.com. We're back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Looks like there's going to be a pitching change for First State Bank, as number 1, Colby Moore, is going to take the mound, the righty. Just completing his warm-up pitches, but he's going to check into the game. So close the book on Sorensen. So there's the throw down to second. We're going to get started in the bottom of the fourth inning. First up to bat is going to be number 12, center fielder Lane Hartman. Hartman steps in against the right-handed pitcher Colby Moore. First pitch from Moore misses outside, ball 1. So 1-0 count from Moore as he looks in and pitches to the batter, the right-hander Hartman. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the tubes, hit hard to right field, and it's going to get past the right fielder. Over the top of his head, it rolls back. Hartman is rolling past second base. He's looking towards it, and it popped right over the cutoff man. So the throw came in from right field to the cutoff man. It was the second baseman. Short hopped him. Popped straight up in the air and right behind him. And Hartman never let up on the gas as he went around second right into third. Going to have to call it a triple for Hartman as he was wheeling on the play. Your next batter is going to be the left fielder, Jamison Arkfeld. Arkfeld has walked both times he's come up to the plate, but now comes up and faces the first pitch for a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 delivery to him. That one misses way inside, 2-0. So 2-0 count on Arkfeld. Hartman standing over on third after the leadoff triple with nobody down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the 2-0 delivery to Arkfeld. Again, way inside, had to back out to the back of the box to keep it from hitting him. 3-0. Here's the 3-0 delivery to Arkfeld. That ball's hit into the left center gap. It's hit well, and it's going to be down. That's a base hit that's easily going to score Hartman from third. So Arkfeld with the RBI single. And just like that, your score is First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 11. So now at the bottom of the fourth inning, we do have to start talking about the mercy rule at this point. 8 runs is the rule in this tournament, in this league. So one more runner gets across the plate, and if Baxter can hold him in the top of the fifth, that's going to be all she wrote. So pickoff attempt over at first was not in time. Arkfeld able to get back in safely. First pitch there from Moore to Eby is low and inside for ball 1. So the third baseman Eby up at the plate with Arkfeld on first. 1-0 pitch bounces away from the catcher. He blocks it down out in front, but Arkfeld is just going to trot to second. Okay, must have been a balk call by somebody because Arkfeld trotted to second. The pitch doesn't count, so the count remains 1-0 on Eby. 1-0 count, take 2, misses outside. It's 2-0. So apparently there was a balk called on the play before, and Arkfeld, that's why Arkfeld was just trotting to second base. I thought he was taking that a little bit lightly. Hard ground ball hit right to the third baseman, and he's going to run right into him. So Arkfeld took off right away on the play from second, basically ran right into an out over at third as the ball was hit sharply to the third baseman. So Arkfeld goes down 5 unassisted, and Eby is going to be on first with 1 away on the fielder's choice. Brings up the bat the second baseman, number 1, Taylor Schnell. So Eby on first now, Schnell at the plate with 1 away. Here's the 0-0 pitch, misses outside and high for ball 1. Four to 11 here in the bottom of the fourth inning with 1 away, runner on first. 1-0 pitch is up and in, 2-0. So 2-0 to Taylor Schnell, the second baseman. Ball gets away from the catcher. He lost sight of it. And Eby's going to advance up to second. So 3-0 the count now to the second baseman, Taylor Schnell. Taylor struck out in the second and then was hit by a pitch on ball 4 in the third inning. Now has a runner in scoring position. He's hit by a pitch again, ladies and gentlemen. Pitch was coming right at him, tracking right at him. Ball 3, he didn't even move. No, they called a balk again. So a balk was called on the play, and even though Schnell got hit by the pitch doesn't count. So it remains 3-0, and Eby is over at third. So Taylor took one in the keister for no reason whatsoever. 3-0 count to him, runner on third. And he hacks at one up and inside. I think just saying you're not going to hit me again. You don't get a free one. With that foul back to the backstop, the count goes to 3-1 on Schnell. Moore throwing from the full windup. Schnell hits a hot shot to the third baseman. He lays it and somehow comes up with the ball and then fires over to first. But, you know, the net result of the play is that's going to be an RBI, fielder's choice for Schnell, as it is going to drive an EV from third base. Literally on the play, folks, the ball was hit at the third baseman. When that ball ended up in his glove, he was looking straight up in the air. He just kind of flagged his glove at it and it stuck, but you know what? It counts as an out in the book either way. That's out number 2, and it brings up number 17, Sammy Cobb, who drills the first pitch he sees for a base hit right to the right fielder. It hops up, one hopper to the right fielder, and that's another base hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Cobb is having a whale of a ball game. He is 3 for 3 tonight with 4 RBIs. I don't care who you are, that's a pretty darn good performance. Brings up to bat Hubka. Hubka, who came in the third inning, he's 1 for 1 with a single so far tonight. And he sees the first pitch down and in the dirt for ball 1. So 2 outs, Hubka up at the plate, Cobb standing on first. Your score right now, First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 12. As it stands, if First State Bank cannot push across at least 1 run in the top of the 5th inning, our contest is going to be over. But let's finish the 4th before we worry about the 5th. Foul ball. Took a big cut at a pitch that was really inside, 1-1. One pitch. Grounded real hard back. The pitcher got a piece of it. Shortstop might have had a play on it, but he bobbled it. Everybody's going to be safe. That ball was struck hard. That's going to be a base hit again for Hubka. So Hubka with the infield base hit moves Cobb up to second. Brings up to bat the catcher, Ty Perkins. Ty on the evening has a base hit and has reached twice on errors. So even though he's been hitting the ball hard, he is 1 for 3 this evening. Here's the 0 delivery to Mr. Perkins. Don't know what kind of pitch it was, but I know it missed high, so we'll just call it high. Ball 1. I don't know if it was a fastball or a curveball that just didn't move very much. Either way, it was really high. 1-0. Right off the can, right off the keister, and he's going to take his base. So Perkins hit by pitch, and with 2 down, bases are loaded for Baxter Auto, and up comes Hunter Fotopoulos. Hunter is 1 for 1 with a base hit in the third, and he walked in the first and in the third in his second at-bat. Jack Larchek will come in and run for Perkins again, as has been the case all game. If Fotopoulos fouls one to the left side in front of the First State Bank dugout, but nobody can get to it. 0-1. So Fotopoulos, the 8th batter to come up to bat here in the 4th inning. He has bases loaded with 2 down. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Way up and in, 1-1. One pitch to the first baseman, Fotopoulos, and that one missed everything. That one got away from the pitcher. That wasn't inside, wasn't outside, it was just gone. And it went to the backstop, so Cobb will trot in from third, making the score First State Bank 4, Baxter 13. So Perkins is now on second, Hubka on third. 2-1 count to Fotopoulos. Fotopoulos hits one into left field. Left field, there's circles, literally circles, but makes the catch. So fly out to 7, and 8 batters come to the plate. 3 runs come across. So going into the top of the 5th inning, First State Bank trails Baxter Auto 4-13. First State Bank will need to score at least 2 runs to keep this contest going. So at this point, they're going to have some conversations with the umpire. I just saw the coaches out there talking, but I keep forgetting that head coach Matt Schrader is from Fremont, so he's probably just talking with the guys. So we're going to take a brief break here before we come back for the top of the 5th inning. Your score, First State Bank 4, Baxter Auto 13. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning in just a few moments. Thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. And welcome back, everybody, to Gretna High School for the top of the 5th inning here, as Baxter Auto is leading First State Bank by a score of 13-4. First State Bank is going to need to push 2 across to keep this ball game going. And there's been a pitching change as Dylan Pullen comes in now to pitch for Baxter Auto. So Pullen on the hill is going to face Will Manking. First pitch is fouled out of play on the right side for strike 1. So Manking struck out in the first, had a base hit, and advanced an extra base on an error in the third. He sees the second pitch from Pullen come in for a ball, 1-1. One and one pitch here. Ground ball fouled off to the left side. Manking's in a hole, 1-2. For those of you keeping track of the College World Series, TCU has broke it open now. As in the top of the 6th, they're up 8-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Manking. Curveball that stays way up high. Looks like I might have missed a pitch while I was giving you the update. It's full count. Oh, now it's a full count. Sorry. There's that last pitch missed down. Full count to Manking. Pullen looks in. He'll deliver from the full windup. Ball hit well into left center field. Left fielder is coming on. Nobody's going to get to it. It falls in for a base hit. So Manking 2 for 3 on the night. And this looks like a new batter, but I didn't catch the number. Looks like Jamie Knoll. Number 25, Jamie Knoll, is into bat. And he sees the first pitch swing and a miss for strike 1. So 0-1 count on the batter, Knoll. Inside, 1-1. So Knoll's up to bat, Manking standing over on first. Nobody down here in the top of the 5th. There's a ball that's hit First baseman makes the catch, and the runner's going to be able to get back in time. It looked like he had a chance to double him off there for a second. But Knoll goes down on the weak pop fly to the first baseman for out number 1. And brings up to bat number 1, Colby Moore. So 1 down with a runner on first for Moore as he steps in. Hits a hard ground ball to third base. Third baseman over to second. And he did hold his toe on the base, so they're going to call him out at second base. So Manking is out 5-4. And Moore is going to reach on the fielder's choice. So with a runner on first and 2 away, brings up to bat number 6, Brady McManus, and First State Bank is down to their last out. So Pullen trying to close it out here this evening. First pitch of McManus is down and in the dirt inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 delivery to McManus. Fastball right on the inside corner for strike 1. McManus on the evening reached on a fielder's choice in the second and then reached on an error in the third. So he's 0 for 2 on the evening. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Way inside, he turns out of the way of that one. Otherwise, it might have hit him. 2-1 count. Pullen looks in from the stretch. 2-1 delivery to McManus. Swing, and it's hit off his foot in the box for a foul ball. So a good catch by the home plate umpire to see that, but the base ump was backing him up right away. Both hands went up in the air right away. Good job of working together out there by the Blue. 2-2, 1 strike away from Baxter securing a 4-13 win here in the final game on Friday of the reserve tournament. Here's the 2-2 delivery from Pullen. Fastball on the inside corner looking for strike 3, and that's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Final score of the ball game this evening is going to be First State Bank 4, Baxter 13. So the game is called. It would have been time limit anyways by the time Gretna ended up batting, but the game is called on the run rule. As it started out as kind of an ugly game for Baxter, but kind of turned it around. Had a bunch of errors, 5 errors in the second and third inning combined. The rest of the game was pretty clean, and the score sheet reflects it, as they gave up 3 in the second and 1 in the third. Other than that, pretty clean game. Good job of pitching combined by Carter Bartram and by Pullen coming in to shut them down. So that's going to conclude the events here from Gretna Baseball Field on our first day of the Gretna Reserve Tournament here in 2017. In your nightcap, your final score, First State Bank 4, Baxter 13. Folks, we appreciate you listening online to GretnaBaseball.com. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you think about the broadcast. If you'd like to hear anything different or any kind of improvement, we certainly like to hear from you. Just a reminder, we've got a full slate of games on for tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m., and they'll be taking off every 2.5 hours until the nightcap at 7 p.m. My name is Andy Hardy. Thanks for letting me call this game for you tonight, and thanks for listening on GretnaBaseball.com. Tune in for our next broadcast. We'll try to get it posted out on the website. We appreciate all of you. Have a good evening.